So we have recently gone through kind of a project-specific planning process with a kind of visioning out a combined library and recreation center facility. And this was the Windsor Chavis project. We had bond dollars that were approved back in 2016 for the planning and design of this project. So we started community engagement with that in the fall of last year. So we do, now that when we do our kind of community conversations and our engagement for projects or planning, we do a combination of kind of events and online engagement. And for this one, it was really important to have both of those pieces, but the online engagement was very specific in kind of visioning out what is your big idea. We're real big about getting kind of understanding what the community and the respondents' big idea is and taking that out and divulging it into really specific areas. And you'll start to see themes throughout that process. So that's really exciting and interesting to kind of see that. We did an online survey that we left open for this project. Again, very minimal questions that were very specific and intentional about what they would like to see at this facility. We offered up specific amenities that would be kind of the aquatics and the gymnasium features and let them rank those. But also offering up the opportunity to kind of get at what would be your biggest vision or your biggest kind of idea that you would like to see there. And that's really, really interesting to again see that information come back. Again, keeping the branding and the messaging consistent. You can see within here, the color schemes are very similar. The font that is used is very, it's similar. It's very clear to read. And then the messaging and what we're asking is very intentional. So creating that consistency and that branding within what you're looking for is also extremely important with that marketing plan and what you're actually asking. We spent a lot of time back to the Plan2Play piece, sitting in a conference room, kind of trying to divulge out what would be those intentional ideas. Everybody always has their own specific ideas on what they think, but coming together as a consensus with the planning committee was really important for us. The same with this. We went back and forth within our planning committee for that particular project to be very intentional and make sure that we were capturing with a combination of what would be libraries, specific information they would want back from the public along with the recreation side. So we were working kind of with two different stakeholders from that standpoint, but being intentional, easy, and getting those responses. And with that, this area is located in one of our lower income areas of the community. But we opened it up obviously to citywide because it would be a citywide used facility. But we were able to get really good responses within that 3-week turnaround. I think we had over 350 survey responses. So for that in itself is really exciting. With this whole project, we were able to touch roughly around 1,500 people for the community engagement process. So I'll turn it back over to Elizabeth.
Yeah, and just to follow up, so I think online engagement, two of the ways that we've been able to use this very successfully is not only in allowing people to rank their favorite projects or ideas, but also to really leave it open-ended. And we were very intentional about that in Plan2Play and trying to, some of our favorite engagement opportunities, we got just fantastic ideas from kids in particular that wanted things like bacon slides or like mushrooms they could jump around on playgrounds. So you can get a whole lot of really creative responses, and the online platform is a great way to do that. So just be intentional in not limiting your people's ideas.